everyone, and welcome to Pasadena Jewish Temple and Center. Thank you for those of you who are here in person, and thank you for whoever is out there in Zoom land or live streaming. My name is Stephanie Ivler, and I'm very honored to be here tonight as your Shaliach Tzibor, your prayer leader. While I know that many of you are old hats in understanding our liturgy and following it, some of us are new. And in the spirit of being welcoming, I would like to be weaving some of the whys and the wherefores into what it is that we're doing tonight. I'll also be calling out 2 page numbers. I will be calling out the first number from our hardcover Siddur. I'll be calling out the second number from the softcover version so that everyone can follow. And then I have one request. I can pretty much carry a tune, but I would never volunteer for a choir. So please, 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 when we're to be raising our voices in song, help me, help me, help me. In his volume, The Sabbath, Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel wrote, "Something happens to a person on the Sabbath day. On the eve of Shabbat, the Lord gives us a neshama yetira, an additional soul. And at the conclusion of Shabbat, says Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish, God takes it away." Some thinkers understand the term neshama yetira as figurative. It's an expression for increased spirituality. It's a time of ease, a time of comfort. Other thinkers believe that an actual spiritual entity descends and is embodied in each of us. I'd like to welcome the Sabbath. Do I have a couple of volunteers to bless the candles? Karen, Judy, please. Thank you. Good. No, I know. Make it up as you go along.
Oh, they lit already. How nice. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Good job.
As I light these candles, may my eyes be opened to the light of the world. As I light these candles, may my inner eye perceive the light within me. May these rays of light spread blessings through the world, to my family and friends, to all who know me, and to those in need. By your light, we see light. May it be your will that I be at peace, and that peace may reign amongst us all. Amen. Please turn to page 13 or 9 to join me in wishing peace to our ministering angels. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, מי מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. בואכם לשלום מלכי השלום מלכי עליון. מי מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. יאי לי 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 יא לי 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 יא לי לי יא לי 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 יא יא לי 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 יא לי 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 יא לי 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 לי. צאתכם לשלום מלכי השלום מלכי עליון. מי מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Our sages believed that even the most devout of us can't jump from the hustle bustle of our daily lives into prayer. Rather, we need a means of creating a contemplative space of transition. And for that, our Erev Shabbat services include many of the Psalms. Two themes, exaltation and declaration of God as sovereign, are intertwined on Shabbat. As our Jewish mystics remarked, our songs are God's crown. You'll find Lechu Neranena on page 15 or 12, followed by Shiru LaAdonai on page 16 or 14. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Naria, naria, letzor ishenu, dekadma fanav betodah. Naria, naria, letzur ishenu, bizmirot naria lo. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Arba'im shana akut bado ve'omar am to'eh levavhem hem lo yad'u derachai asher nishbati be'api im yavu'un menuchati. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash, shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz, shiru l'Adonai baruch shemo, mashru miyom liyom yeshuatu safro v'goyim kevodo bechol ha'amim niflotav ki gadol Adonai. ומחולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. יאי רי רי רי, 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 yai ra 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 yai ra 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 yai ra 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 ya ra 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 yai ra yai yai ra 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 yai ra 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 Yai, dai, dai, dai. Let field and forest sing for joy. Adonai comes to rule the earth, to rule the world justly, the nations with faithfulness. Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish joins us again. The rabbi taught the day of Shabbat came before the Holy One and said, Creator of the world, every day has a partner. Sunday has Monday, Tuesday has Wednesday, but I have no partner. The Holy One replied, Israel shall be your partner. The song Lecha Dodi juxtaposes two simultaneous movements. We reach toward the divine, and the divine reaches toward us. And thus, we are invited to go and greet Shabbat as she enters. I'd like to invite Bhavani Man to inspire us with her beautiful voice in greeting the Shabbat bride. Lecha Dodi is on page 21 or page 24.
So this is a tune that I heard all the time growing up. Maybe you did too. I'm hoping so that you can join me. Lecha Dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabla Lecha Dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabla Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad Ishmi'anu el hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad L'shem tiferet eli tila Lecha Dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabla Lecha Dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabla Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha Ki mekor habracha Merosh mikedem nesucha Sof maaseh b'machshava techila Lecha Dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabla Lecha Dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabla Mikdash melech ir melucha Kumitzei metoch hafecha Rav lach shevet b'yemek habacha V'hu yachamol alayichem la Lecha Dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabla Lecha Dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela Hitnari me'afar kumi Livshi bigdei tifartechami Al yad ben ishai beit halachmi Karva el nafshi ge'ala Lecha Dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabela Itoreri, itoreri, kiva orech umi uri, uri, shir daberi, kavod Adonai alayich nigla, lecha dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabela. And we're going to skip to the last verse and all rise and face the door, if you can. Boi v'shalom ateret ba'ala gam b'simcha u'tzahala toch emunei am segula boi chala lecha dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Thank you. Please be seated. Have you ever wondered about the date palm and the cedar in Lebanon? I know I have. Psalm 92 compares the righteous to both. Palms grow straight up, losing their leaves each year. Cedars grow wide and are evergreen. Palms yield dates, one of our most nutritious food, but their fibrous wood is almost useless. Cedars bear no fruit, but their wood is precious. Solomon built the temple out of cedars of Lebanon. Both will be planted in God's house, for all difference is united in one God. We too are united, partners with God on Shabbat. So I would like to invite Judy Ellis to come up and read for us Psalm 92, and we'll do that responsively. Page 23 or 27. Let's move this for you.
That's okay. Okay. It is good to acclaim Adonai, to sing your praise, exalted God.
To affirm your love each morning and your faithfulness each night, to the music of the lute and the melody of the harp.
Your works, Adonai, make me glad. I sing with joy of your creation.
How vast your works, Adonai. Your designs are beyond our grasp.
The thoughtless cannot comprehend. The foolish cannot fathom this.
The wicked may flourish, springing up like grass, but their doom is sealed, for you are supreme forever.
Your enemies, Adonai, your enemies shall perish. All the wicked shall crumble.
But me you have greatly exalted. I am anointed with fragrant oil. I have seen the downfall of my foes. I have heard the despair of my attackers.
The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. They shall grow tall like a cedar in Lebanon. Planted in the house of Adonai, they will thrive in the courts of our God.
They shall bear fruit even in old age. They shall be ever fresh and fragrant, to proclaim Adonai is just, my rock, in whom there is no flaw. So we've transformed this time and space, And we move now into Ma'ariv, our evening service. I'd like to invite my teacher, your teacher, our rabbi, Rabbi Jason Mann, to join in leading us together in the Baruch and the first blessing before the Shema. Please turn to page 28 or 33 and rise if you are able. And if not, please stay seated if that meets your needs. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim. Ma'avir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uben laila. Adonai Sevaot Shmo, El Chai v'Kayam, Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai, who divides the days from the evenings. Ma'avir ha'aravim.
Amen. Beloved are you, eternal God, by whose design the evening falls, by whose command dimensions open up and eons pass away and stars spin in their orbits. You set the rhythms of day and night. The alternation of light and darkness sings your creating word. In rising sun and in spreading dust, creator of all, you are made manifest. Eternal, everlasting God, may we always be aware of your dominion. Baruch atah Adonai, blessed, beloved are you, God, for this hour of nightfall. Please be seated. When we act with love, the German Jewish theologian and philosopher Franz Rosenzweig remarked, "The neighbor represents all the world, and this distorts the eye's view. Prayer, however, pleads for enlightenment, and thereby, without overlooking the neighbor, sees the whole world." Please join me for Ahavat Olam. It's on page 29 or page 34. Ahavat Olam Beit Israel Amcha Ahavta Ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shochvenu U'v'kumenu nasiach bechukecha V'nismach b'divrei toratecha U'b'mitzvotecha leolam va'ed Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu Uvahem nege yomam v'layla nege yomam v'layla Ve'ahavatcha al tasir Mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev amo Israel Ohev amo Israel. Drop my papers. Rabbi Chaim Halevi Donin writes in his book, To Pray as a Jew, that recitation of the Shema is a mitzvah. We affirm our faith in a God who cares, who judges fairly and compassionately, and has granted us free will to choose life by walking in his ways. You'll find the Shema on page 30 into page 31, or page 35 into page 38, but we actually pick up at the bottom of page 37 for those of you in the softcover Siddur. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושינתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. נשבע להם כי מי בשמיים והארץ. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת אלוהיהם, ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית על כנף בתל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית, וראיתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטעו אחרי לבבכם, ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו, ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים אל אלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Who is like you, O God? Page 32 or 40 in the middle of the page. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נוער תהילות אוסף אלה, נוער תהילות אוסף אלה. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקי הים לפני משה ומרים. זה לי, ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך, לעולם ועד. ונאמר, כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאולה מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. If you'll turn please to page 33 or 41. Nighttime may provoke fear. What happens to us when we're asleep? And will we wake up? Allow us, Adonai our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to live, O Sovereign. Spread over us your canopy of peace. Restore us with your good counsel and see us for the sake of your name. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings now and forever. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Hashkivenu, you'll find on page 34 or 42, and then we'll roll after that right into Vishamru. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom Amidenu Malkeinu l'chaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom Vehamidenu Shomreinu l'chaim Ufros aleinu Sukat Shomrecha Ufros aleinu Sukat Shlomecha Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom Vehamidenu Malkeinu l'chaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom Vehamidenu Malkeinu l'chaim Veshamru bnei Israel et hashabat לעשות את השבת לדורותם דורית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם לברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל בני ישראל אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. The Chatzi Kaddish marks a separation between the Shema and the Amidah. It's our tradition at PJTC to stand if you are able, or to join us from your seat if that better meets your needs. Page 34 or 42. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעל מדירה קירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם לעולמי עולמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה ברכו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן מרמה, ואמרו אמן. Might as well stay standing, I think. The Amidah is the core of our Ma'ariv service. We begin the Amidah praying, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, rather than Melech HaOlam, because the Amidah is our time for personal prayer. It's thought that calling upon God by referring to our ancestors brings us closer to God as individuals. You'll find the Amidah on page 35b through page 48, or page 44 to page 54. Following the recitation we join in together, you may want to use these moments to recite the traditional prayers. You may express your personal prayers, or you may you'll like a combination of both. Please be seated once you've completed your prayers. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim ve'Konei HaKol, ve'Zocher Hasdei Avot, ומביא גואל בניהם למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ופוקד ומושיע ומוגן, ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ופוקד שרה, אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה, רב להושיע מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה. ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש וקדושים בכל יום, הללו סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. There's a custom in our prayer book that we don't usually follow here at PJTC, but I find it just beautiful. You will recognize it because ordinarily we chant it before Kiddush in the back. I love it here. ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבעם, ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי, ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. The heavens and the earth and all they contain were completed. On the seventh day, God finished the work he had been doing and ceased on the seventh day from all the work he had done. Then God blessed the seventh day and called it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation. Rav Nachman of Bratslav distinguished between two types of peace. The first is peace within oneself, which arises out of a sense of awe and perhaps humility. The second kind of peace derives from prayer. It's a vision of universal peace, when there shall be peace in all the world. O say shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru imru amen. O say shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru imru amen. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Phew. Parashat Korach. Perhaps the most devastating challenge to Moses' leadership. Korach is a Levi. He's a relative of Moses and Aaron, and he foments a rebellion against Moses' authority and Moses' granting of priesthood to his brother Aaron. As we'll read tomorrow morning, the drama is high. Not only does Korach assemble a group of malcontents to challenge Moses, the rebellion fails and the ground opens up to swallow the chief rebels. Whoa. Midrash is the ancient rabbinic way of interpreting a biblical text. It's replete with rich, intense debate over this complex and disturbing parsha. Much, then, including modern commentaries, focuses on the issue of leadership. Korach's misunderstanding that leadership is not a matter of status or power. Rather, it must manifest in individuals who understand that in leading, they serve. As we learn in Numbers, in many of its verses, Moses was a humble being, demonstrating his humility by falling on his face after hearing Korach's words. So what were these words? You've gone too far. All the congregation are holy, and the Lord is in their midst. Why then do you set yourself above the Lord's assembly? In other words, Korach asserted what we might characterize today as the democratic value of equality. Hey, Moses, what makes you so special? How come you're special in a way that everybody else is not? Because we are free, and in fact, we're invited to grapple with our own understanding of a parsha. I would like us to consider an additional underlying theme, and that is that Korach had to sow dissension within the community, division, in order to foment rebellion. We know we're living now in days of division. Are we, I ask, are we as a congregation, as Am Israel, the people of Israel, across literal and figurative definitions, and in the world surrounds us, are we a community? If so, how and why? And if not, why not? In the Parsha Vayechel, in the book of Exodus, Moses teaches us the laws of Shabbat and instructs us in building the tabernacle. Rabbi Jonathan Sachs of blessed memory noted that there are 3 different words for community in classical Hebrew: Edah, Tzibur, and Kehillah. The Torah and our sages apply all 3 terms to us in varying circumstances. And there's much commentary and many interpretations for each term each time it's used. In Parshat Korach, we're described as an Edah. The Hebrew word of Edah is built into the modern Hebrew word for a document, Teudah, which to me sounds dry and legalistic. Does this perhaps dry and legalistic term denote the kind of community we would hope to be embraced and supported in? Rabbi Stephen S. Schwarzschild contrasted the Jewish approach to justice dominant in Western definitions, which are primarily retributive and distributive. In other words, about systems for how to do things. By contrast, quote, Jewish justice is a substantive vision of what human life should be. The substantive view of justice is concerned with the full enhancement of human and, above all, social life. Thus, it infuses all human relations and social institutions. Let's return to the wisdom of Rabbi Sachs. Following the episode of the golden calf and the shattering of the tablets, Moses was faced with rebuilding a shattering people. Our Torah instructs us in exquisite detail to build the tabernacle, assigning specific of its components to specific peoples. The beauty of a kehillah, Rabbi Sachs wrote, is that when driven by a constructive purpose, a kehillah gathers together the distinct and separate contributions of each individual in such a way that they can say, I helped create this. In so doing, we become a community in which each individual feels that their participation and their contribution is valued. I'd like to share with you, if I can get through the tears, what he entitled Midrash for Moderns, that our Rabbi Galpert of blessed memory wrote as a series published in the Jewish Journal. The title of this midrash is The Value of the Humble Gesture, and he wrote it on January 14th, 1980. Go and see which is the best character trait to which a man should cling. Rabbi Elazar said, a good heart. This is from Pirkei Avot, Ethics of the Fathers. It is by the small act that a person's character can be best discerned. Tell me not that he unsnarled a tangled constitutional issue with his legal brilliance, that her sonnet sequence altered the direction of modern poetry, that his business acumen garnered him 3 corporations in a fortnight, all significant events, to be sure. Tell me, rather, how fares he with the humble gesture, the nod of approbation, the twinge of regret, the sympathetic smile, the fervent hello. The priceless words of Rabbi Milton Steinberg keep echoing in my ears. Judaism supplies us with a supreme criterion for judging ourselves and others. He is a failure as a human being, no matter what his other traits and achievements, whose heart does not hurt for his fellow man. And he is a successful human being, no matter where else he may be lacking, who is rich in compassion. Since all life is a fellowship of anguish and joy, it is incumbent on each of us to participate and to welcome with awakened and informed heart. For those of you who don't know, and the reason this brings me close to tears is that I grew up with Rabbi Galpert. Many of us have known him well. This is my mother, Sue Galpert, who then married Rabbi Galpert. And he went from being my rabbi to being my father. So it's a little hard to get through all of this. Okay, let's please turn to page 48 or 58 for the Kaddish Shalem. יתגדל וישקדש שמי רבה, בעל מדירה קירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם עול מעולמיה יתברך. ישתבח וישתבח, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה, ואמרו אמן. צלותון תתקבל צלעותון ובאותון, דכל ישראל קודם אהובון, די בשמי ואמרו אמן. יהי שלום רבה משמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. In closing our service, we recognize the historic continuity of the Jewish people. We acclaim our one God and vow that as the Jewish people, as Am Yisrael, on behalf of ourselves and on behalf of the world, it is Aleinu, on us. Please rise if you're able and join us from your seat if that meets your needs. We're on page 48 or 58. I think I called those pages wrong. Could someone correct me, please? 51, I'm sorry. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגוי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות אדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים
הקדוש ברוך הוא. שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד ארץ, ומשה ביקר בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובה מרומים. הוא אלוהינו, אין עוד, אל נפקנו אף בסולתו, כך כתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבותה אל לבביך. כי אדוני הוא אלוהים בשמיים ממעל, והארץ מתחת אין עוד. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Our sources reassure us that in recalling the names of those whom we have lost, we ensure the perpetuation of their memories. The Midrash in Kohelet Rabbah offers that a person has 3 names: the ones we are given by our parents, the one given by society, and the 3rd one given to ourselves. That 3rd name, which we give ourselves, is an expression of who we are within. I ask us to listen now to more than a list, rather to wonder with each name what beauty may have lived within. Devorah Rivka Abend, Jill Adler Moore, Catherine Anderson, Vey Balian, Sonia Barsky, Herman Berlant, Milton Breslow, Ian Harold Breslow, Gerald Browning, George Caton, Max Eisenberg, Fanny Ganulin, David Hudkis, Pearl Jaffe, Abe Jemplowski, Anita Jick, Jay Kaplan, Minnie Litt, Samuel Miller, Joseph Mindlin, Stanley Paul, Morris Rambach, Riva Raz, Dorothy Resnick, Beverly Rogers, Chava Rosenthal, Benjamin Russell, Sam Ralph Safman, Dora Shefflin, Irving Scher, Rebecca Schrifter, Nathan Steinman, Janet Stradling, Huguette Stroh, Anna Weichman, Wolf Weissman, Aaron Wolf. I invite anyone who is honoring the memory of one whose yahrzeit is tonight, and anyone in mourning, to please rise. If you hold a name that has not been called, please hold them in your heart. I also ask that anyone who would like to stand to recite Kaddish, for those who have no one to recite it for them, please rise. We're on page 52. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמה דירה קירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחיי און וביום איכון ובכל דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבא מבורך לעולם ולעולמיה. יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשא בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבא מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. Bhavani, would you please come up and help lead us in Odon Olam? You know, oh, I got one. So we're page 54.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I want to make sure our folks. Just make sure that everyone is able to join us in song. Almost there, folks. Is he done? Okay, so we're on page 54 in the hardcover Siddur, and on page 72 in the softcover.
So this is another tune from my growing up. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yetzir Nivra Le'et Nasa B'chepso Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Ve'acharei Kichlot HaKol Levado Yimloch Nora Ve'hu Haya Ve'hu Hoveh והוא יהיה בתפארה, והוא אחד ואין שני, להמשיל לו להכבירה, בלי ראשית, בלי תכלית, ולא העוז והמשרה, והוא אלי וחי גואלי. וצור חבלי בעת צרה, והוא ניסי ומנוס לי, מנת כוסי ביום אקרא, בידו אפקיד רוחי, בעת אישן ויעירה, ואם רוחי גביעתי, אדוני לי, Velo ira. Shabbat Shalom. Please join us in the back, Kiddush Netilat Yadayim in the Motzi, and please feel free to bring your Siddur, your prayer book, with you if you would like to follow the prayers. Oh. Yeah, Yashikoa, very nice.
Oh, a couple of screw up there.
You were here, and they're saying, I'm so happy, and she's doing it.
Oh.
You did beautiful. I loved it. I loved it.
You said a few people screw up there, but
It wouldn't be a service without future.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank you. We'll go back and do.
the teacher's going to love it. It's good.
Oh. ואם רוחי גביעתי,
stand, but it hurts. It doesn't feel good. They don't want.
Thank you for coming. No, but yeah. And you followed in this one with the.
Yeah, this
Okay,
is
cool. I
great.
got the page numbers.
Well, the only thing with feedback, two microphones. Most of the time you were on one microphone.
Oh, that kind of
But in between,
Yeah,
it's like this. But no, it was great.
yeah.
Yasha calls.
My hands are shut.
Readings were, different knowing.
It was a balance. Do you interrupt the flow or do this? And I just decided I'll keep it short, but do it.
Have your mother's water.
Oh,
I don't want it anymore.
it's working their way up the aisle there. Yeah, would you? That'd be really nice. Oh, I guess I'm supposed to use this one.
You
huh?
got that one.
I get the big one.
Thank you.
But you actually got one. I've gone through and missed it. Huh. I guess that's. Oh, they for a while they had little mini ones, which were great for me. It's only me. Nobody sitting in judgment. Yeah. Yeah.
With me.
Do we really need the microphone?
No mic.
No. People on Zoom.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Okay, I guess we do.
Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Yeah?
Okay.
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho ba'ava u'b'ratzon inkliranu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit כי הוא יום תהילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Oh, this is good. Grape juice. I'll hand you this. And do you wash your hands? Or
I will. I will. Anybody who wants to wash hands? It's a ritual washing.
Well, I'm gonna leave you on. I should wash your hands. And do that little washing line. Okay, any other?
Sure.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al netilat yadayim.
Wow. It's a big buddy
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon. Please, please. Oh, that's beautiful.
Now you can relax. Enjoy Shabbos, right? Thank you. Very nice. I loved your commentary. So, turn this off. Jason.